bounds like would be like space between
Okay.
that
Oh,
are
the like.
that are left-handed and artistic.
Yeah, like the and symbol. I always think about like some people make their A like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I
And if you
do
just
it.
lose the middle line, that's the and.
Well, I thought about the bouncer, like hunched over, reading the book. So like, yeah.
You wanna come in here?
Yeah, he's like outside, and then you go and show him an ID.
Alright. That's I love it. That's an example of making math your own.
Yeah. So it's probably 8 and 8 and something.
So March 1st is the difference.
Alright guys, let's take a look. Let's take a look up here.
Okay.
Here's a nice, if you ever are faced with one of these, and what's really difficult is the words and, or, in English, don't quite always match up with their mathematical meanings. Yes? So, I mean, you could say, how do I do an or? Well, you put everything that's in one and in the other one. But it's an or, correct? So, one nice little phrase when you have this kind of problem staring at you is, the answer will have everything in A and B. So the answer will have everything that is in A and B. So that's why the answer will be smaller than either set, more than likely. So how many things, what things are in A and B? 7 and 26. 11. So the answer to an and will almost always be smaller than either of the sets. Right? Why do I say almost always be smaller? Because the two sets could be equal, in which case the and would be the whole thing. Okay. So you get 7, 26. Woo. This little dude would be really evil if I didn't tell you this. Yes? Right? If I didn't tell you this, then like, it could be anything. Holy shit. But since this is our universe, these are the only things that are allowed, and that means the answer will have everything that is not in B. So what's the answer? Yeah, -10? No. Let's try this again. Oh, -10 is in B.
0.
Yeah, 0 is not in B.
3.
3 is not in B.
4.
4 is not in B.
18.
18 is not in B. And of course, what could you do? You could actually just cross out of here everything that's in B, right? So here's the really interesting thing. What would this mean? U minus B. Wouldn't that take the universe and take B out of it? Mm-hmm. Yes? Isn't that equivalent to not B?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yes, totally is. Because, I don't know if you guys are with me or not, but that's what I meant earlier when I said there's multiple ways to address the same answer.
Right.
Not B, in this case, is the same as, well, in all cases, to be honest, universe minus B. That would be everything else besides B. A lie. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question I didn't ask, real quick. I didn't ask this question. What is A or B? How would you get A or B? You can just look right here, right?
Yep.
Awesome. One way I would do it is just take one set, 4, 7, 18, 26, because all those go in, right? Because the answer, who gets into that bar? Everybody who is in A, well, all those people get in. Or they could be in B if they can get in, right? 4 is already in. I'm going to put him in again? No. What else is it? 7's already in. I'm not going to write him again. 26 is already, I'm not going to write him. But -4, -10, there. Let me stop for a minute. You're like, good job, Jeff. You did some extra work, whatever you want to do. But now my point is, this question is easier than it seemed like some of you guys are making, so you know what not B is. So now you do the same thing. There's A, there's not B, right? So what's in A or not B? We can write all of A down. All of A is definitely going to be there. Anything else you got to add to that that specifically comes from not B?
0, 3.
Yeah, 0 and 3. And that's it. Okay, okay. And of course, number 4, A minus B. You don't care about extraneous shit in B. You just write everything that's in A that is not also in B. It's basically what you're doing. So what is A minus B?
4 and 18.
Yeah, 4 and 18. Bam. I like it. Now, hopefully, I don't think I saw anybody doing this, but I didn't ask you to write them all down. Good Lord. You don't have to write them all down, but what's the quick, who remembers the quick way to figure out what's, and the way to say this, by the way, I forgot to say this, the book does say this, which is nice, A cross B. Right?
16.
16. Because the shortcut is just take 4 times 4. Make 16, yeah. Because you would pair them all up. So it would be 16. So that's the connection between this and multiplication. This one's a little bit weird. I didn't necessarily mean for it to become like an English short question or something. Is this correct? Is this a true statement? 4 is not an element of not B. Well, there's not B. Is 4 not an element of not B? No. So whoever I was helping had something written wrong up there, but yeah, that's no. Because 4 is an element of not B, correct? So is it right to say 4 is not an element? No, that's not right. Okay. Double negations are always fun. All right. Number 2. Where did you guys start? Where's the place I should start? Well, first let me draw all of my appropriate groups I'm talking about. So we got, what do we got? We got left-handed people and artistic people. Where's the important place to start on the Venn diagram?
Middle.
In the middle. So what number goes right in the middle? 2. I love it. 2 of them are both. How in the left-handed circle, I have to end up with how many people? 5. How many do I already have in there? 2. I love it. See, that's exactly the sound I thought might happen. I was hopeful. Right? The O.
3.
So therefore, I got to put a 3 here. You can tell the biggest mistake I see is somebody puts a 5 there, and I'm like, you're making people. That's neat. You know, we can do that, but it normally takes longer than that. But yeah, so only put 3 there. And the way to check yourself is the left-hand circle has 5 people in it. Beautiful. Now, artistic, same way. I got to end up with 19. I've already got 2 in there. So how many go here? 17. How many total people do I have up there right now? 22. I love it. Right? 22 people. How many total people do we have all together?
38.
38. So how many go outside,
16.
floating around in the universe yet? 16. And those are the people that are neither artistic nor left-handed. Sweet.
We're out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's me too. Well, no, I'm a little artistic, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Okay. This kind of problem I enjoy a lot. I don't know if you guys, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I think part C is a little bit interesting. There's at least 2 different ways you can give me the answer on that. But how do you say this? And. I love it. So which regions correspond to A and B? 2 and 6 total. So it's the intersection. So another word for and is intersection. And visually, the word intersection makes a ton of sense. Where do A and B circles intersect? Region 2 and 6. Again. What about buck? How do you say that appropriately? Yeah, B or C. So is that going to be more or less regions than we listed here? Probably more, because or almost always leads to more. Right? It's awesome how they rhyme. So what about B or C? What would that include?
Everything but 1 or 8.
Yeah, 3, 7, 6, 2, all the stuff in B. Or it can be in C, so that's 3, 7, 6, 2, 5, 4. So
2, 3,
those
4, 6.
regions,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So.
yeah, if you want them in order, I love it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So which ones did we leave out and why?
1 and 8.
Yeah, we left 1 out, and that definitely wouldn't be in there, because 1, the region 1 is not in B or C. So how could it be in the answer B or C? And of course, 8 is not in any of the freaking circles, so it didn't have a chance at all. Okay. Poor little dude, floating around. Okay. Now here's the interesting. Now this is the one that I want to go backwards, right? How would you denote? How would you show me the notation for a region that would end up with 5, 6, and 2 as the answer? So there's a few different ways to get this. It's a little bit tricky, right?
Yeah.
Anybody get an answer they think might be right? Yes.
Did you do A minus 1?
Let's see, hold on. Ooh, look at you go. Okay, so A, the way you would have to do it, you have to be a little careful. So A minus 1. Yes? Check. That's not, I didn't even think about that. That's the beautiful direct answer, Jeff.
Wow.
You didn't even think about it, so you get extra credit, which is 0 points, but sorry. That's awesome. Anybody else get one that's a little freakier? Anybody else get anything for that answer? You guys all like, we got that too. All right, let me show you one answer you could get. So 5, 6, and 2, that looks like an intersection between things. Let me just write this down. This would be the intersection between A and B or C.
See, that did
All
right.
right. This is what I meant. This is, so that answer just was kick-ass. But here's a funkier way you could do it. That's the intersection of A with B or C. Can you guys see how that works? Let me think. Now I already forgot what the other, the other possibility is, okay. That possibility is a little bit freaky. The other possibility is this: A and B. What's that so far? A and B, of course, is 2, 6. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Or A and C. Now think about that for a minute. A and B is this. A and C is this. So I'm ORing this with this. Don't I end up with?
Yeah.
Let me stop for me because that's a little tripadelic. Okay. And what's really interesting, we're not going to get into this, but I want you to notice, I kind of alluded to this very quickly earlier. There's an entire algebra to these set notations that we're not going to get into. That's not what this class is about. But look at this. It kind of looks like I distributed the A. Look, watch. If you think of this as a times and this is a plus, A times B plus A times C. Doesn't it look like distribution? Yes, maybe?
Yeah.
And again, if you don't quite get that, it's okay. But it's just, it looks like distribution, which makes it easy to remember if you were in a class where you had to do a lot of set algebra. Does that sound exciting? You guys want to do some set algebra? It's okay if you don't. Sorry, we're not going to do it. Even if you want to, that would just, make me kind of happy. But okay, cool. You got that. Sweet. Now, something I think, let me show you one thing, and then I think you guys will be mostly excited that we're going to have a really short class today. Well, not crazy short, but we're going to leave after I show you this. I meant to show you this earlier. This probably would help set these kind of problems up. The unfortunate thing is, so, I don't know, you could get access to this as a student. It just costs a stupid amount of money because you can't get access to certain things. You have to get access to everything, and it's a stupid amount of money, and this is not going to make it a requirement. But I will share with you, and some of these things that they have built in aren't very good, to be honest. But I'm going to share with you some of the ones that are kind of nice. So this is sort of like that last problem. So A or B. I wish they would have numbered these, but oh well. A or B, would I include this one? Yes, in fact, can you answer me this? Which ones would I not include? And look here, if I click this box, by the way, it includes the whole circle, right? So I can include A.
Yep.
What else?
And the whole B.
And B, yeah. Let's check it. Yay, look at that. I think they get more interesting. B and C.
So the intersection.
Yeah, so B and C would be here, right? So this kind of thing, it would be cool, and this is what I was hopeful. This kind of thing would be kind of nice because you get immediate feedback, right? And it's kind of, you're working with it, it makes more sense to you overall. Let me see, yeah, there we go. See, then they get into the triple ones. This gets more exciting. You know, like whatever. A or C, which would be, let's just set that up. That's A or C, right? But now it's got to be and B. So it sort of looks like the one I just did a minute ago, right? Which ones would I uncheck? So it's got to be A and, I'm sorry, A or C, which is the red, and B.
I think it's.
So which ones do I throw out? Yes?
The top one and
These three here, right? Because they're not in B, so how could they be in an answer where things have to be in B also, right? So I would throw these three out. Bam, bam, bam. Check. Yay. Okay, all right, sorry. So that's enough. I think that's enough. I didn't tell you earlier because I didn't want you, well, anyway, so that's it for today. That's enough for today. What else did I want to say? I think that's it. Get into the homework if you haven't done it yet. Bring questions next time. Yeah, we're going to finish up chapter 2, I think, next week. We'll see what happens next week.
Sorry.
I have a question for number 2. The 38 that's on it,
Oh, that's for the 16 people. Because this was 22 people. Yeah, 30 total people, so there must be the rest out there.
Okay.
So without that number, we could have never figured it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah.